Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into part 2 of Dale Carnegie's timeless classic, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This part focuses on how to make people like you. Whether you want to improve your personal relationships or build better professional connections, these principles will help you become someone others gravitate toward. Make sure to stick around because, by the end of the video, I'll share some specific steps you can use to start practicing these principles right away in your everyday life. Let's get started. First principle in this section is simple but powerful. If you want people to like you, you need to be genuinely interested in them. This isn't about faking it or pretending to care just to get something from them. It's about making a real effort to understand who they are and what's important to them. Edward Chalif, a leader of the Boy Scouts, Chalif had a big goal to take his troop to a jamboree in Europe. He needed financial support from a wealthy businessman to make the trip possible. Now, the typical approach would have been to dive right into the request, explain the cause, the need, and ask for the donation, but Chalif took a different route. Instead, he began by showing a genuine interest in the businessman. He asked about the man's business and how it was going. As they talked, the businessman began to open up, and the conversation naturally led into a discussion about Chalif's goals. By the end, the businessman was so engaged and impressed by Chalif's genuine interest that he donated generously without being asked directly. So, how can you apply this? Here's an example. Let's say you're at a networking event. Instead of jumping into your elevator pitch or what you want, start by asking questions. Find out what the other person does, what excites them about their work, and what their challenges are. Get to know their world first. People remember how you make them feel, and showing interest in someone is one of the easiest ways to make them feel valued. Smiling is one of the most powerful tools for winning people over. It sounds almost too simple, right? But consider that smiling is contagious. It sets the tone of any interaction and immediately makes you seem more approachable, friendly, and warm. A salesperson who was constantly stressed and unhappy. This stress showed up on his face, making him appear unapproachable and even rude to potential clients. His sales numbers were suffering. After receiving some advice, the salesman made a conscious effort to smile before and during every conversation. The results were astounding. People responded to him in a completely different way, and his sales began to skyrocket. His smile wasn't just about his face. It communicated positivity and openness, changing how people felt about him instantly. Next time you're in a difficult conversation or meeting someone new, remember to smile. It may feel forced at first, especially if you're nervous, but over time, it will become more natural. Even over the phone, a smile changes the tone of your voice. This is a subtle way to break the ice, create comfort, and set a positive tone for any conversation. Try it for a week and notice the difference in how people respond to you. People love to hear their own names. It's a simple truth that most of us overlook. Carnegie highlights the importance of remembering and using someone's name in conversations. It shows respect, recognition, and a personal connection, making people feel important. One of Carnegie's students worked in a bank and shared this story. He had a regular customer who was always cold and distant. One day, he made an effort to remember the customer's name and used it when greeting him. Mr. Wilson. The change was immediate. Mr. Wilson smiled, became more engaged, and eventually even brought his business partners to the bank. Using someone's name shows you see them as more than just a transaction. It shows you see them as a person. Here's how you can implement this today. The next time you meet someone new, repeat their name during the conversation. If you're bad at remembering names, try associating their name with something visual or writing it down after the interaction. In professional settings, when writing emails or addressing someone, use their name at least once in your message. You'll be surprised how much this small detail can strengthen relationships. Listening is an underrated skill, especially in today's fast-paced world. Most of us are more focused on what we want to say rather than truly listening to others. Carnegie emphasizes that the best way to be interesting, be genuinely interested in others. At a dinner party, Carnegie met a botanist. Instead of sharing his own stories, he asked the botanist about his work. For hours, the botanist talked passionately about plants, and Carnegie listened with genuine curiosity. By the end of the night, the botanist was impressed with Carnegie and told the host that he was one of the best conversationalists he had ever met, even though Carnegie had barely spoken. It wasn't about the talking, it was about listening. In your next conversation, challenge yourself to listen more than you speak. Ask follow-up questions to encourage the other person to continue talking. Nod, maintain eye contact, and show interest in what they are saying. This not only makes people feel valued, but it also gives you insight into their thoughts and personality. People are naturally drawn to conversations about things they care about. Carnegie advises us to find out what the other person is passionate about and steer the conversation in that direction. A famous businessman once told Carnegie that he made more deals over conversations about people's hobbies than in boardrooms. He once secured a major contract simply by discussing the other person's passion for fishing. They spent hours talking about fishing techniques and stories, and by the end, the business deal was sealed. Not because of hard negotiations, but because the businessman made a personal connection through shared interests. Everyone wants to feel important. The key is to make others feel valued, but it has to come from a sincere place. Compliments and flattery won't work if they're not genuine. Jim Farley, a politician, was famous for his ability to make people feel important. He memorized the names of thousands of people, along with small details about their lives. When he met them, he would ask about their families or jobs, which made them feel like they mattered. His success in politics was largely due to his ability to make everyone he met feel like they were the most important person in the room. Find opportunities to make people feel important in your daily life. It could be as simple as complimenting someone on their hard work or recognizing a unique talent. When done sincerely, it will leave a lasting impression and help build stronger relationships. That's it for today's video. I hope these principles from Dale Carnegie's classic have inspired you to rethink how you interact with others. Building strong, meaningful relationships isn't about manipulation. It's about showing genuine interest, respect, and making people feel valued. Which principle do you think will have the biggest impact in your life? Comment below and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and the notification bell for more insights on personal and professional growth. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.